There are many, many factors that affect how prebiotics and probiotics can be helpful for you. Part of them, as Greg was talking about, has to do with the right mix of foods. Foods that support proper growth of healthy bacteria. And as he says, the prebiotics being kind of the miracle grow or the fertilizer that helps the environment so that the probiotics will do their job properly and proliferate properly. But remember that Greg also referred to the 5 forms of stress. And so what's happening in terms of other medications that you're taking? What's happening in terms of your environment? Even your sleeping environment. Is your sleeping environment too warm, too cold? Are you getting proper and good quality sleep? What about your relationships at work, at home? Internal stresses, chronic internal situations that all of these things have input into the system. And so part of the answer has to do with making sure that you're looking at all of these different variables, because in terms of taking control of your health, which is really a central message of our book, is we want you to take control of your health and to awaken your inner doctor. And by looking at the 5 forms of stress, and by paying attention to these foods that can support the healthy bacteria, the good garden, that's going to empower you more than anything. Anything you want to add to that?
Well, I'm sorry that you've gone through so much, but in some sense, your story is repeated 1,000,000 times every day. And that's part of why we felt so passionate about writing this book. It's is grounded in solid science, grounded in all the peer-reviewed literature, an entire dining room full of peer-reviewed literature behind all this. We wrote it in a form to be very accessible, and so that would support people to be able to do everything they can outside of clinic. But to just recognize and just even be aware that the stress of an infection, stress of antibiotics, the stress of change in activity, stress of all these things throw off things. In fact, there's one report saying just 1 week of amoxicillin can adversely affect our gut bacteria for a year, measurably.